Welcome back to FlatsClass YouTube. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. In fact, it's about a huge shift in flats fishing and even backcountry fishing. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of inshore anglers putting their spinning reels down and picking up baitcasters. Have you wondered why? Well, that's what we're going to tackle in today's video. Stay tuned. So what are some of the bullet points that give baitcasting gear the upper hand on spinning gear? Probably number one is casting accuracy. It's really casting control in general. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're sight fishing, if you're trying to hit that edge of the oyster bar, that distant pothole, that tailing fish, or even if you're skipping mangroves or punching underneath docks. If it requires a tight, accurate cast that lands soft, well, bait casting gear gets the nod over spinning gear every time. And it's more than just accuracy. It's about lure speed control. You have so much more lure speed control, which is something that's overlooked with the spinning reel crowd. You could be picking up as little as 24 or 25 inches per turn, or you could be picking up as much as 34 or 35 inches. Now, I myself, I love fishing 7.1 to 1 reels. I'm asked that all the time at FlatsClass University, why do I like that gear ratio? Well, I feel that's a middle of the road gear ratio. It allows me to pick up about 28 to 29 inches of line per handle turn. If I need to slow it down, I can actually slow myself down and make sure I'm making bottom contact, dusting the bottom, feeling the bottom. But if I have a lure that requires a little bit more speed, then I can speed myself up. It's hard to do that with spinning gear. See, with spinning gear, a slow gear ratio still allows you to pick up like 33, 34, 35 inches of line. It's very tough to be able to have lure control with a spinning reel, especially when slower presentations or deeper presentations are necessary. Oftentimes with spinning gear, you're never near the fish, or you pull it out from underneath that dock too fast, or out from underneath that mangrove too fast, and you don't even realize you're doing it. Another advantage to casting gear, more over spinning gear, is the fact that you have more variable line choices. And what I mean by that is it's just not about having, 8-pound and 10-pound and 15 and 20-pound braid like you might have with spinning gear. Oh no, you can use those same braid weights, but you also can use easily 30-pound, 40-pound, 65-pound, just depends on the scenario. And on top of that, you can very easily use fluorocarbon line, mono line. It's really up to the angler, the scenario, and what the target is. And those are options I love as a bait casting angler. I also love the idea that I can have all those advantages that I mentioned. The lure speed control, the casting accuracy, the hook setting power that baitcasters give you because of the difference in rods that you can use. And there's not much more weight associated with it. But being able to use larger lures, like when you're fishing for tarpon and snook and inshore grouper and cobia, whether it be a multi-hook bait like that, a big single hook like I have here with the Heroes, bigger top waters like the Chapo or the Whopper Plopper in the 130 size, or just like the line through Mullitron, which has become so popular with tarpon fishermen and huge snook guys. These are the types of lures that I feel like I have a mega advantage when I'm using bait casting gear. And bait casting gear is just not for those big lures. You can also use it for smaller twitch baits, spoons. I love it for Texas rig baits. All of these lures work perfectly with casting gear. In fact, If the total weight of the lure that I intend to use is 5/16, 3/8, I'm probably using casting gear. I really dedicate most of my spinning gear for either live bait presentations or more finesse style presentations. There's not a lot of opportunity in my style for me to use spinning gear the way that I leverage casting gear. So let's talk about power. The one huge advantage that bait casting gear gives inshore anglers is that ability to pull game fish out of cover. And cover for me is out from behind oyster bars, out from under docks or mangroves, or running around that rock bar. You have so much control with the hook set and just the power of a bait casting rod, depending on the action and weight of that rod. Where spinning gear kind of fails a lot of anglers is they're great for those lighter baits. They're awesome for being able to get casting distance. But for you to throw bigger hooks, heavier gauge wire hooks, or larger treble hooks, you really got to have a stick. And bait casting gear offers that. So here's another factor that you must consider, and that's the fatigue factor. That's right, casting gear is much lighter than spinning gear. And when you're throwing artificials for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, well, it adds up. And your focus is better. And when you feel better, well, you tend to catch more fish. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, casting gear is not really built for the saltwater environment. But I'm here to tell you that most of the major brands now, they're building inshore casters with seals in them that are corrosion-proof frames, that have drags that are a lot more robust to handle fish like snook, bull, redfish, flounder off the bottom at a bridge. They've done a really wonderful job, the industry has, building a bait casting community. And when you go to the tackle retailers now, I'm going to tell you, the young guys are out there throwing Baitcasters now. More and more of them. You watch them right here on YouTube. I haven't seen this since the 1980s. I grew up throwing casting reels, so it's natural for me to always want to throw them. And then there was this big separation where everyone left that group of reels, that style. And now there's a renaissance. It's coming back. And a lot of that has to do with the young YouTubers. They're embracing it. They see the advantages of casting gear. And the industry is building the right reels to get the job done. As anglers gain more experience in their inshore journey, they'll see the challenges, or they'll embrace the challenges of casting gear, and they'll reap all the benefits for using it. Is the transition or learning curve real? Of course it is. It's going to take a little time for you to gain a little bit of experience to get very proficient at casting gear, but the rewards are worth it. So if you're looking for more casting control, stronger hook sets, more precision inshore accuracy, why not give casting reels a shot? Really, I'm telling you, you will never regret it. Especially as sophisticated as the braking systems are now, there's no reason not to try one. Hey, do me a favor. If you've already made the switch to casting gear, or if you're thinking about it, drop me a comment down below. Also, while you're at it, give us a like and smash that subscribe button. I would love to have you here in my virtual classroom each and every day, because tomorrow I'm giving you another great inshore tip.